Hello, America. This is Dwayne Mckay. I'm with All Our Production. I'm at the All Our Production Studio. Today we have with us Miss Tonya Anderson, and she's part of the Be Your Own Bank movement. And I'm so excited to have her here today. Tonya, I'm gonna get right to it. Let you introduce yourself and just talk about how long you've been in this industry and the things you're doing with this Be Your Own Bank.
Okay, excellent. My name is Tonya Anderson, and I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I went to Rufus King High School, the best high school on the planet. Go Generals! Then went on to Marquette University and studied business. After I completed my studies at Marquette, I went on to open a hair salon, and that led me to knowing that I was working hard and not smart. So I entered the industry of network marketing back in February of '96, and we were blessed to be coached and mentored by some of the greatest minds in that industry for 25 years, and we were featured in Success from Home magazine on 10 different occasions. I lived a lifestyle that I used to dream of, but I got involved in the industry because I wanted to be able to impact and empower thousands of people, help them leave generational wealth. And although we created a phenomenal lifestyle for ourselves, I didn't feel like my mission was accomplished. Then I was introduced to Be Your Own Bank movement, where our goal over the next less than a year is to impact, empower, educate over 2 million families so that we can teach them a skill that'll last for a lifetime and that can be shared to generations. 6-year-olds and 86-year-olds can learn this skill. We've seen it, we've made it happen, and we're just excited to be able to share the information that we have with Be Your Own Bank.
Now, I love that part of it because I got some right now. A grandkid's upstairs getting ready for a party. She's 16 years old. I like the part that you said we're educating our young. I really believe in generational wealth.
Yes,
that's my thing. I say something about that. I talk about that every week. Generational wealth, and how sometimes me and was it James Leonard a couple of days ago?
Yes.
Because we're not going to go back on that. They can see the show on that. We was talking about why do people stay broke?
Right.
Why do people invest and teach their family to invest? And he was talking about we haven't been taught to invest.
Right.
And if I was excited when Miss Genene Hibbler contacted me and said that y'all have schools teaching from 4 to 85. Mm-hmm. That's part of this movement, teaching how to invest. And me and James was talking, and I was talking to him how I was taught to invest. And I said, I'm very interested on what you all are doing, because more so y'all not just investing, but y'all like to use the term trading.
We're trading, not investing.
Not trading. And I'm more so investing because I'm almost like a couch potato. I sit there and say, handle my money.
Right.
And he was telling me there's other ways.
Yes.
But that's how I was taught. And I'm glad that you hear that you can enlighten me on some other ways or other methods to invest, and the public and my family, because my family is investing the way I invest.
Of course.
So you got the floor. Let us know.
Yeah, so we're educated in a certain way. So the educational system was designed to keep a small percentage of people controlling the wealth, while the majority of us are chasing after the wealth, working 9 to 5. In that system where we look to retire after 30 or 40 years, and then we depend on the federal government. That's not enough. We depend on family members and friends. So we were taught systematically to copy the wrong system. So there's information that's been hidden in plain sight that we wrote about, that our mentors wrote about in our book, Be Your Own Bank, Hidden in Plain Sight, that we'll talk about in a little bit later in the broadcast. But when we're taught to invest, we're not educated. So we're relying on the people who are selling us a product to put us in the best situation when that's not going to happen. And so what do? We just hope that it works out without even knowing what's going on behind the scenes. So what we ask is, what if there was a way that we could show you and your family for generations to come how to put yourselves on the other side of money. What do we mean by the other side of money? Generational wealth, where your expenses every month are covered by passive income that you don't have to work for, where your time is your own. So I want you to imagine, if we were taught in school, what if you could live wherever you wanted to live? What if you could travel every week out of 2 or 3 weeks out of the month? However you wanted to live your life, you could do it. Well, we're going to show you how to create wealth, because you can't live your life as a free person if you're not financially free. So we're taught to handcuff ourselves because we're taught a system that tells us and dictates when we get up, what time we eat, how long we can be sick, how long we can take vacations, where we can go on vacation, the home we drive, the car we drive, the clothes we wear, the food we eat. So everything is dictated by that system that we're taught to duplicate to keep us a part of the status quo. So we're showing you and we're teaching you a trade, a skill to learn how to trade. It's not investing. Investing is you put some money, you buy something, and you hope the value of that asset increases. Well, with this skill, we teach you how to analyze an asset and determine what direction price is flowing. So if the value of the asset is growing or if it's decreasing, you can still take profit. And this is what banks do with our money. When we make a deposit, guess what? They're making money based upon the money that we have sitting in the bank. So ask yourself this question: how much money has your bank paid you for making deposits over the last 10 years?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Basically, I think it's a 0.1. I think me and James talked about 0.1.
It might as well be nothing.
Right.
Because by the time you do get the fees and all of that, sometimes you have fees, you have to have minimum deposits. I don't want anybody telling me what to do with my money and penalizing me if I need to make a withdrawal.
Right.
Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're teaching people how to be their own bank. Make moves and trade just like banks do with our money when we have it sitting there. So if you have a financial planner, they're trained to sell you a particular product. They don't teach you what's going on behind the scenes, and they're going to teach you, well, you might make this type of percentage if the market is in your favor, right? Mm-hmm. So you expect to have that money sit for 5, 10, 15, 20, even 30, 40 years before you even touch it. Otherwise, you're penalized, right?
Right. Well, just like when I was investing, well, not investing, when I was on police department, we had something called an annuity fund, or same thing as a 401k. And you invest, and they didn't really work, even though they got a fee. I always was kind of apprehensive about that because, or leery, because when the money went down, they just left the money in there. Then it went. Me and James talked about this earlier this week, and then they said, well, it's going to go back up. It's going to average out. So I said, well, is there a way that you can predict and get my money into something that's secure, wait till it go down, then put it back in there? Oh, no, we don't do it. But yet they was taking I guess on average about maybe $200 to $300 quarterly, or wherever the percentage you had in there. I don't know how it actually worked. But even if you lose, they take that money out.
Sure.
So I was always leery about that, even though your method, from what I was looking on YouTube, if I would have followed that method, say 30 years ago when I first started putting in my annuity fund, or even took some of it out, because I put like 20% of a pay in an annuity fund every paycheck.
Yes.
Even if I took 10% and put it in this method, if I could learn it.
Because you can learn it.
Because I can learn it. Right. Learn it. I can learn it, or was taught it that many years ago. How much more my nest egg would be. I was just talking to James. I said, yeah, I got money, but you kind of, when you work so hard to establish it, it's hard to spend it because you don't know how you're going to replace it like that. Right. How it's going with that slow growth. How it's going to build back up to what you got in there.
Exactly.
Which I learned from my father. He, bless his soul, he had a good retirement, but he was the same way, very frugal, I'm frugal. I'm not petty, but I'm frugal.
Sure. There's a difference.
Right.
Yes.
So if there's a way, I know you got graphics and stuff here to tell us, and I'm anxious for the people to learn this method. And if, like I always tell people, and if this method don't work for you, I just say if you can't save, if you don't do this method, just try to save something. Just don't be broke every month by going out buying a bunch of stuff you don't need. The latest Jordan every month. I say if you buy a Jordan 1 month, $250, take $250 and invest in something. Follow the be your own bank movement. Follow something movement. But we're here to educate people at our podcast studios, and this is one of the most enlightening things I've heard in the past that I was introduced to. So Tonya, hey, take it away.
All right, wonderful. So what I want to do right now is just talk about compound interest. We call it the eighth wonder of the world, and it wasn't coined by me as the eighth wonder of the world. It was coined by Albert Einstein. So who do we really take advice from? So typically what we do, we take advice from our parents, we take advice from our guidance counselors, our teachers, those who are in our circle, and typically those are not the people who are moving the markets, right? That's not where the big money lies. So I fell in love with this quote: compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. So the individuals who understand compounding interest, they've created a system where we're relying upon paying it out. So when we buy a house, typically what do? We have a mortgage for 30 years.
Certainly.
That's compounding interest out of our home. When we buy a car and we take out a loan, that's compounding interest that we're paying out of our homes, right?
Right.
When we have credit card debt, it's accruing interest. So we're compounding interest, but we're paying it out. When we go to school and we have a student loan, Fannie Mae, right? We're compounding interest and paying it out.
And that's usually for life.
For life.
Right.
So we have people 50, 60-year-olds still paying on their student loans.
Right.
So it's designed for the masses of people to not understand what really moves money. We're moving it, we're compounding out. But we figured out a way to compound that money in. So that's the exciting part about what we do, and everybody can learn this skill. So, of course, we have an educational platform that we have in place where a person can enroll and get that foundation, that education that you need in order to learn this skill and what's happening behind the scenes, as opposed to blindly investing and hoping, because I was taught by a mentor of mine, hope is not a strategy. So when you educate yourself in the right, with the right tool and have the right mentors teaching you and guiding you every step of the way, there's no way you're going to fail unless you give up, right? So what I'm showing you right now is just a small sample of what we do, so you can have somewhat of an understanding of what I talk when I talk about compounding interest, how we have this all planned out. It is a strategy. It's a systematic approach to compounding your money. So for example, what we're taught is if you want to invest in the market, if you want to buy some stock, you have to have tens of thousands of dollars to start a broker account for that, right? With the big banks. Just for the sake of this example, I wanted to kind of talk about the difference between trading and investing real quick. So when we're investing, we're taking a lump sum of money, or we're making monthly deposits into an annuity or a mutual fund, whatever our asset is that we're purchasing, and we're hoping that over time, whatever we're investing in continues to grow. And we know that it's cyclical, right? You have growth sometimes you don't. So the market goes up and down, and when we hit a recession, what happens? A big chunk of our money, we lose it.
Right.
Then it's going to take us 10, 12 years to get back to where we were when that recession hit. And so we're constantly putting money into a vehicle that's going to eventually pull back, which means that we're going to eventually lose a big chunk of the money if we keep it sitting there. Whereas with this strategy, you don't have to purchase anything. You are taught a skill set that allows for you to analyze an asset, for example, a foreign exchange pair or a commodity like silver, a metal, silver, gold, platinum, whatever the asset is. As long as there's a chart that you can analyze, then you can make money in this space. So you learn a skill, a strategy to teach you to analyze where price is going. So if price is going up for, say, Amazon stock, if price is going up, we can show you how to take profit. If price is going down, we can show you how to take profit. So you don't have to hope that it continues to rise and stress yourself out when you see it dip. You take advantage of the movement of the asset. And so that's the skill. So once you learn the skill, which you're going to practice in a practice account, once you are comfortable saying, okay, my ratio of wins are 92%, they're 100%. Now I'm ready to go into my live account with real money. So the beauty of this is you can take as much time as you want to practice this skill until you hone it to a science and you're ready to go live with your own money. So with this, anybody can come up with $500. Call 5 people, borrow $100 or whatever. You can start an account as low as $50. But the example that I'm going to show you is how we can take $500, take one successful trade a day, and compound your money where you can turn this $500 into 6 figures in 6 months.
What was exciting to me when I saw it you did example at the class on YouTube, and you gave an example of it, and you start off with what I think was 500,
and I'm going to show that right now.
And it went up to like 6 figures real quick. So hey, I'm excited. Let them. I'm sure they're excited too.
Yes, I'm excited. It excites me too. So here's an example of a spreadsheet that we put together, our leadership team, and it shows you how in column A, this is the number of trades that you're going to take. So this example, we're talking about just one trade a day, a simple trade. In column B, this is your beginning balance. So in this example, I'm starting with a $500 balance, but again, you can start your account with $50, $100, whatever it is you have. But this example, I'm using $500 because I believe if you're 18, you can come up with $500. So beneath here, this shows you how after you profit 5% per trade, this is going to be your balance at the end of a successful trade that you see here under the word balance. In column C, you're going to have, this is your percentage of growth. So we like to keep it 5% or less. We want to be very conservative, but just imagine if you can compound your account 5% every day, what that's going to lead to. And then column D, this represents the profit that you're going to take once your trade ends in profit by 5%. And then column E, this stands for take profit. So in the academy that you'll enroll into, you'll learn what pips mean. So when we're entering a trade, we are going for 10 pips. This is a beginner strategy. It's very simple, not always easy, but simple. And then when we enter our trade in our broker account, we need a lot size. So this number here represents the lot size that you would enter into your trading account. We use MetaTrader 4 in order for your broker to know that you want to take 5% profit once your trade ends in profit based upon your analysis. So this, I'm showing you, go ahead.
Can I ask what 10 pip is? I mean, can you
Yes.
explain what 10 pip is?
Pip is a percentage in point, so it just is a fraction of a dollar.
Okay.
Just think of it that way, okay? So we're talking about a small fraction that you put up in order to determine once your trade ends in profit, which means you've analyzed where price is going properly and accurately, then you're going to get, this is going to determine the amount of money that you'll get deposited into your broker account. So 10, it stands for pips. This is the measurement of money. It's a fraction of a dollar. And then this is what you enter into your MetaTrader 4 account as you're placing your trade. All right. So you'll learn all of that in the academy. I just want you to know how simple it is in order for you to turn your $500 into six figures. So here is the example, 6 months to six figures. Now, we are not experts, we're not licensed, so this is just based upon a hypothetical example. I want you to know that. But if you learn this skill, you can definitely compound your way to six figures in 6 months. So we base this upon a $500 beginning balance. And just going back to this spreadsheet, the goal is to just have one trade end in profit per day. And there's 20 trading days typically in a month, unless you're trading cryptocurrency or futures, then you can trade 7 days a week. That's another conversation. But just keeping it very simple, and we want to keep it simple because everybody has a busy schedule, right? If you're working a job, you have a family, you have church, every other obligations, you want to be able to take a small window of time, place one trade, and be done for the day, and know that over a 6-month period of time, you'll see success. So going back to the 6 months to six figure chart, in month 1, if you begin your account with a $500 balance, and keep in mind, this is just $500. You didn't purchase anything. You just made a deposit into your own account. And then you're going to take one successful trade a day. So your account will begin to compound after day 1. You have 525, etc., all the way down to your 20th trading day. Then you'll end up with $1,326.65 based upon you taking very conservative entries, making sure that you follow your trading plan and your trades end in profit. So after month 1, you have 1326. We're going to fast forward to month 6. Then keep in mind, one trade on average a day, and you're trading 20 days a month. Now, there are going to be days where you don't trade. There are going to be days where you might identify 3 or 4 trades in that day because the market is moving with a lot of liquidity. But on average, we're talking about 20 trades a month. This is going to compound its way to $174,455 over a 6-month period of time. That is when you're able to withdraw your $100,000 and can keep that $74,000 in there, continue to compound and create some generational wealth.
Can I ask a question, Tonya?
Yes.
We're used to the term invest. When you say trade, explain trade. Okay, is it when we say trade, say we got AT&T, we have We Energy, we have Walmart. So what are we trading? We're
It's an easy answer.
okay.
So when you're investing, you're saying, okay, here's my money. I'm purchasing a share or some stock, and so you hope then that the value of that stock continues to increase, right? When you're trading, you analyze what's happening with that stock yourself. So we teach you how to pull up a chart, which we can show you. We pull up a chart, we see where price is ranging for Walmart or We Energies, whatever the asset is you want to analyze. And so based upon the skill set that we teach you, you know how to enter the market and take profit based upon where you see price heading. So for instance, if I am looking at a chart and I see that price is buying, which means that price is increasing in value right now for We Energy, then I know how to enter my trade and stop it so that my account increases by 5%, and then I'm gone for the day. I'm done. So it's a skill set. When we invest, we're hoping that whoever we're getting investment ideas from or advice from, we're hoping they're right. We're saying, here, take my money. I'm trusting that you're telling me the right thing, and I'm just going to wait over time and hope that I have my return when I'm ready to retire.
Can I give an example? Just give an example. Say, Dwayne Cameras as trading at $100 a share.
Yeah.
And I'm on a NASDAQ or whatever.
US 30 or S&P 500,
Right.
whatever it is.
So at $100 share today, with today's date, which is the 30th, it's opening at $100 a share. So will y'all have a market trend saying, studying a market trend, say normally this probably would go at 102, you can wait till it go to 102 and then trade it off?
So we don't do it that way. We show you. So why don't I pull up an example? All right. So, okay. So let me give you an example of what I mean. So we analyze the movement of, this is a currency pair. This is a foreign exchange pair. It is an asset. So you can pull up any asset using this tool that's housed in our in the iMarkets Academy. So right here, you could type in Amazon, Tesla, whatever it is you wanted to analyze, right? You would see a chart that looked similar to this one. Right here, for the sake of this example, we're analyzing this British pound, US dollar foreign exchange pair. So right now, here, this is the actual price of what this the exchange rate for this currency pair is, 1.3898. So based upon me knowing the skill set and how to analyze this asset, I'm going to be able to look to see what my indicators are telling me. So right now, we see that price has been selling. That's the trend. And here it's pulling back or correcting. Now, it probably, I have to do further analysis, but based upon this movement, chances are it's going to hit a certain price here, turn around and continue to sell. This is just based upon me being able to analyze, knowing the skill set, right? So, for example, if I was analyzing this movement, this sale earlier today, then I would have looked at this indicator, which is telling me, okay, price went from down here, it traveled up, it continued to increase, it hit a position where it was moving from side to side, which indicates to me that price is about to drop. So what I would do is look to see where this indicator is pointing. When it points down and I see a red candle, it has a flat top, and a piece are above it, which are these dots, that's telling me I can enter into my trade, wait for my 10 pips, set my take profit. The trade ends in profit after it drops by 10 pips, and then my account increases by 5%. So it's a skill set. So I'm not saying, Dwayne, you know what, here's $1,000. I want you to, invest it, buy some stock for me. And I hope it works.
Yeah, and just to explain to the public, because I'm kind of understanding a little bit now. You said when it flattens out, that's time you better think about, say we better.
We're just analyzing at that point, and we're waiting for price to make a move, because you never. So I like to compare this to an EKG machine. So if you're in the hospital, or you have a loved one in the hospital, and you go to visit them, right? This is a good thing to see.
Okay.
Right? You got a pulse. This is not.
Good analogy. Okay.
So when price is going like this, and we analyze properly, we can make money whether it's going up or coming down. But when price is like this, we're waiting to enter trades.
And to explain that, you just said you can make money going up and we can make money going down. Because in my analogy, I always say I'm making money when it's just going up.
Exactly.
When I get my statement every month, when it's going up, that's the only thing I know.
Right.
So when it's going down, how we make money?
Because we analyze the market properly. So that's what banks do. So that's part of our conditioning. It doesn't even make any sense how we can make money if the price is dropping, right?
Right.
Because where's the value?
Right.
Well, with this skill, when you analyze properly, you're rewarded for making the proper analyzation. So just imagine if you were being admitted into the hospital, right? And the doctor said to you, based upon what I see here, I'm going to recommend a certain medication, or I'm going to recommend a certain therapy to get you better. You want him to be able to analyze whatever he sees properly so you could get the right result. So we're just analyzing where price is going to end up, and when we're right, we get rewarded for knowing where price is headed.
Well, that's something new to me. I don't know. I mean, I heard of the day traders betting on the short sale or the.
That's
or bet for
shorting. So when when it's shorted, price is decreasing,
Okay.
and they make money.
Right.
You can do the same thing with this skill set.
Okay. So is that based on like the short sale, or is that something different? That's a different.
You have to unlearn
strategy.
everything you've ever been taught. This has nothing to do with purchasing something, holding on, and hoping. You are entering and exiting trades based upon where you know this is going.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I'm driving down the street and I have my GPS set, right, and there was an accident on Cherry when I was on my way here. They had yellow tape and everything else blocked off. I had to take a detour.
Mm-hmm.
So my GPS rerouted me because it knew where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't care if I backed up or kept going forward, but it just routed me. This is the route you're going to take, and at the end of my suggestions, you're going to end up here in this studio having this interview.
Right.
So the GPS system is telling you what direction to take. Our skill set lets us know what direction price is heading in, and when we analyze correctly, we are able to make money that way. So it's totally different than investing. And the reason that we're all wondering, how can this be, is because of our conditioning.
Right.
We've been taught, if it's not increasing, you're not making no money. So you might as well just wait it out till it goes back up, and then your money will be deposited back into your account. Meanwhile, you lost money.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, you say conditioning. Conditioning holds us back in a lot of ways. And it holds family back. It holds ourselves. And you're the first one to compare it to investing, the conditioning. I know sometimes as our race, we're conditioned a certain way.
Oh, yeah.
And when you put it this way, because I always say I like to uncondition myself.
Yes. There is no box.
Right. And I guess what you all teaching is think, well, like you say, thinking outside the box, and we got to be ready to step in that box and just learn. Just like crypto, I was talking to Genene earlier about cryptocurrency.
Yes.
And you said y'all do that too, but my nephew was telling me about that 3 years ago. He took $12,000 and made $400,000. And he was telling me, I said, I don't know, but I said, I'm not going to do it. And I had a little bit to invest, but I was just afraid to do it. And like you said, we're not going to, that'll be another show. We'll talk about cryptocurrency.
I want to touch on that because you said when you do cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
In this arena, we're not doing one thing or another. It's a skill set. So I can pull up Bitcoin right now on this chart and analyze it the same way I just described and take profit when it goes up or down.
And you can kind of educate this. I'm a big dummy.
No.
Okay, check this out. I invested when Coinbase came out. This was like 2 months ago. Coinbase came out. I was going to hit the market at $400 a share. I bought it at $320 a share. I only bought one. I mean, $320 a share. Mm-hmm. Think it's going to go like cryptocurrency, that it's going to just take off because this is the next thing for like Bitcoin that's going to buy all these other cryptocurrencies. Mm-hmm. But it dropped down to like 180, came back to 220. I think I'm still in the negative. But you saying I would have made if I would
taken profit.
If I would have analyzed what you were saying, even when it dropped, that I would have made money.
You would have compounded your account.
See,
exactly.
And I didn't know, and they don't know that. And I got a nephew that's a cryptocurrency expert, which I'm going to interview next week.
So he can make money the way he's making money and this way.
Okay. And I'm glad to hear that because I had a lot of investment that dropped that I caught myself doing my own Robinhood and Bitcoin.
And you could have made money based upon that drop had you been able to analyze where price was going.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad to know that.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're going to teach you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Is it? I know I interrupt you on the chart.
That's okay. We just wanted to show the concept.
Okay.
Because the difference is you have a skill set when you're learning be your own bank, the cash out strategy. But when you're investing, you're just hoping.
Okay. I'm going to repeat that. I could have made money on my investment when it dropped, and I could have made money when it made money.
Yeah, when it increased in value.
Okay.
So price is always, it's like a heartbeat. The value of anything is always going up and down. Right? So you see here, even with this currency pair, you see the green candles represent when price was increasing. The red candles represent when price was decreasing. But either way, if we analyze where this is going, we can make money no matter what. If it's going up, we can make money. If it's going down, we can make money. We can compound our account either way.
Now, I heard something, I was listening to your interview earlier. You said when you first got into it, you were just doing it too much. So you said you had to cut back a little bit. But I think you said you had to cut back on it a little bit because you got addicted to it or something like that.
It was just like I was chasing trades.
Okay.
But you can just relax.
So
just as long as you have the education, the money's going to come.
Okay. So on average, to make, how many trades you say is people making, do you make trades every day? Are people making trades every
It's based upon your schedule. So if you have time to trade 5 days a week, then do it. If you have time to trade twice a week, then do it. You might have 2 days off a week during the week where you see a lot of movement happening. You might get 20 trades in 2 days. I might take one trade a day, 5 days a week, and get 20 trades in 1 month. It's totally up to you and your trading plan.
Okay, but you have to study that the market. We got to study.
You have to study.
Right. And okay. Is there a way, I'm just going to ask this question, that someone can invest in you to make the trade for you, or you teaching people how to do it themselves?
We teach them how to fish, and they'll eat for a lifetime.
There you go. Okay.
So if we do it that other way, that's the same thing you're doing now. Here, take my money. I'm none the wiser. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I'm just hoping you make a proper analysis.
Yeah, I'm asking because people they're gonna want to ask it when they see this show. They're gonna ask that. They're gonna say, well,
nope. I'm teaching people the skill. If you want that, that's what we're here for.
And how easy or how hard or how to learn this?
That's based upon your mental acuity. But if you can read and you can add and subtract, you can learn it. I can't tell you how long it's going to take you.
Right. Okay. Well, it'll take me a little bit longer.
Well, you don't want to affirm that. You just say, I will learn it.
Well, I'll learn it. But
you don't want to claim what you don't want, right?
Right. So, that's very interesting. I mean, when you said how you can make money in both ways, and that's why I can show you my Robinhood and everything account now that I started with my other investment, just waiting for it to climb. I said, well, okay.
And you don't have to wait here. You can profit daily.
For example, Dogecoin. I knew it was going to drop after Saturday
Night Live.
After Saturday Night Live, I knew it was going to drop. And I had money invested in Dogecoin, right? And I knew it was going to drop. So I kind of sold off and really didn't make any money when I sold off.
We were excited because we rode the wave down and profited and compounded our accounts.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, and I knew nothing about that.
Exactly. That's why I'm here.
Right. Well, I'm glad you're here to teach. Not only me, but teach the public, because I like everybody to achieve. I want everybody to achieve a dream. I like, example I give my daughters. I say, I got 4 daughters with grandkids, and they buy each other all this stuff for Christmas and birthdays and stuff. I said, let's do something one year. All that money you invest in Christmas, all that money you invest in all this. I said, talk to each other and come up with a plan and say, let's put it into an investment for ourselves or with each other. Yes. How we going to, what are you going to do? Because all my grandkids got so many toys you can't walk in a room that they play with one time. Because I invest in college funds for my grandkids and everything. And I like that method better than if I can invest in their college fund doing something like this, or teaching them to do it, that I know it'll be much better in the end results.
Because whatever they choose to do professionally, whatever path they choose, this is still something everybody should learn. I don't care if you're an actor. I don't care if you're a professional football player. Your time is going to end in that profession. So as you are doing that, why not take the time that we use on social media or watching television or talking on the phone? Whatever time we use that's not investing in ourselves to create this generational wealth that we talk about, why not take an hour or two, educate yourself, develop a relationship with the market so you let it talk to you to tell you what's about to happen and compound your money.
So is this online class? This is
Yes,
an online class?
It is.
Because if you take it online, your kids are basically seeing what we're an image of our kids. Whatever we do, no matter what you think,
They
you don't
do
think
what you do now.
they do what you do, right? You'd be surprised what your kids learn without you even saying, do this, do that.
Exactly.
Just by what you do,
Right.
they're learning. So yes, this is a very, and while you're here talking, my grandkids just upstairs above us.
I know.
And I'm just thinking
for that party.
And right, they're preparing for a party, and I'm just saying, I'm thinking my head is going through some the wheels are turning. How they can learn it, and they catch on these kids catch on so quick.
I know.
That's
why we have so many young millionaires right now.
Oh, in this.
No, I'm just speaking overall.
Overall, okay.
Because a lot of millennials are not taking the traditional route.
Okay.
They're thinking outside of the box and doing something against the norm.
Right. You know what? That is right, and it kind of agitate the people that been controlling the masses.
Right.
Right. So let's change the rules now. So
there are no rules.
Right.
You create your own rules.
Okay. Well, Tonya, I don't know any more information you'd like to give us?
Yes, I do want to highlight the book. This is the book, Be Your Own Bank, Hidden in Plain Sight. It was written by our success coaches and mentors. We have Mr. Gerald D. Rogers. He has 25 years of investment banking. We have Ms. Tasha M. Dyer. She's the creator of this strategy, the Be Your Own Bank Cash Out Strategy. And then Dr. Craig Bythewood. He's our finance doctor. He has his PhD in finance and economics. This is a movement, you all. This book talks about what we have in place, where we're going, and how you can all benefit from it. Being from Milwaukee, I grew up here. I was born in 1969, and I lived that life where we could leave our doors unlocked, where all the neighbors knew each other, where the community raised our children. Well, gone are those days, right? So now what do we need to do to breathe hope and opportunity into our community so that it can thrive again? We've coined this the Jubilee year, right? We have the Bucks. After 50 years, we finally won a championship. The city is excited. We're in momentum, but what's next?
Right.
The games are gone. Right? So we can create momentum in our own homes by teaching people a skill, how to be their own bank, create generational wealth that we can pass along for generations. So we've had movements. We've had the civil rights movement. We had the women's rights movement. Now it's time for a financial movement, because gone are the days when we need to wait for retirement without a plan and never exercise our right to be free by being independently wealthy. So with that being said, I just appreciate you letting me use the platform here.
Oh, no problem.
To share a little bit of knowledge.
I'm glad you came. Can you tell them how can they purchase the book, or
sure,
where y'all located?
You can go on Amazon and purchase the book, Be Your Own Bank, Hidden in Plain Sight, or visit our website, BeYourOwnBankMovement.com.
And y'all have meetings every?
We have Zoom events almost every day of the week. So get with me. We have my Facebook page, Tonya Hill Anderson. That's on Facebook. We have an email address if you want to reach out to BeYourOwnBankMovement@gmail.com. But just reach us. Call Genene Hibbler. We can give you her phone number as well at the end of this broadcast.
And we can link that to the broadcast to the when they review it.
Right. Preferably to go to Genene.
Genene Hibbler. We'll make sure that we get a link to Genene Hibbler. Then.
Yes.
Okay.
That'll be great.
Definitely. Well, thank you, Tonya, for coming. And I also want to add, we teach our kids. I was just telling my daughters this. I said, every time you go buy these up brand tennis shoes and you put them in at age 3, 2, 1, and 5 and 6, you teaching them to go buy this brand stuff and just spend their money on this stuff and go broke spending it. I said, let's teach another method of how we can invest in ourselves and secure our money, maintain and be obedient with our trading and investments and stuff of that nature. I wish everybody would be enlightened to follow this movement, and if you don't, please invest, and please don't buy stuff that's devaluing instead of increasing. Because when you go buy these things at the stores, the jewelry and the shoes, as soon as you walk out, you pay $300 for these things. You probably can't get $50 for it when you walk out the store.
Right.
So thank you, Tonya, and Genene Hibbler. She's in the audience here. She's on the camera. But next time we're going to interview both of you all at the same time.
That'd be awesome.
Because I'd like to know her growth, because she joined the company and she's growing with the company.
She's been in the company now 2.5 weeks, and she already has enrolled people in the vision. And
beautiful.
I can just see over the next 6 to 12 months, she will have impacted hundreds, if not thousands, of lives.
And that's what we want. That's what we're trying to do. That's why we broadcast this thing. That's why we created this studio here, All Our Production Studio. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate you, Tonya. We appreciate you, Genene Hibbler. Tonya Hill Anderson. I want to say your full name.
That's okay. What I do want to add to that is if we could make education, the right education, and generational wealth and empowerment hip, then we'll be able to attract those millennials and teenagers coming behind the millennials to want to do what we're doing.
Whatever innovative innovative way that you can teach to bring them on how to make it hip. Let me know. You come on this platform and we can educate the people.
Yes, it has to be fun. It has to be light. No judgment. Come as you are and have a good time.
And that's what my wife created we do a kids culinary camp every year, and we say fun while learning. That's one of our themes on our website, or when we do our educational thing for kids. Because when she does the culinary, we not only teach, but we slide the math in there, we slide the history in there,
and now we can slide the trading.
We can slide the trading in there. Yes. Because food is a commodity. That's a trade too,
that's
right? Right. There
Absolutely.
You go. So again, thank you for coming, Tonya Hill Anderson. This is All Our Production Studios, and we're signing off. Thank you.
Thank you.